Hi Forge followers, John Carlo here with Forge Recruitment. If you are job searching during the pandemic, you probably feel as if you're hitting your head against a wall a lot. Today, what I want to do is go over some of the things to help you, if you are job searching, stay focused in your job search. The reality is that most companies right now aren't hiring. If anything, they're doing the opposite of hiring and they're laying off quite a few people and downsizing. No one knows how long, but eventually things will start to go back to somewhat normal. And when that happens, it's really important that if you are job searching right now, you position yourself in a way that you can start running kind of for these opportunities and take advantage of what the market and the job market leaves open. So with that in mind, here's some things I think you need to be doing right now. Number one, networking. You hear me talk about social networking a lot. I think it's really important to be on LinkedIn, especially during a time like this. Having a LinkedIn profile and not doing anything is not enough. You need to be active on the platform. You need to be connecting with other professionals in your industry, regardless of whether or not you've met them before. You need to be interacting with them, engaging with them, corresponding with them. When you see other people leave posts or comments or something that's going on in your industry or that's changing your industry, I think it's also really important to engage with that content. This will help elevate your own personal brand. Number two, if you were interviewing before the pandemic, you're definitely going to want to keep in touch with the firms you interviewed with, especially if you had a first interview and you didn't hear back from them. Obviously, most of those firms put their searches on hold, but it's really important to keep in contact with them because once they do go back to operating at close to capacity and they do start hiring again, you might have an opportunity to join them at that time. We personally are working with a number of firms who interviewed candidates, had to put the search on hold due to the pandemic, but have told us that once things resume and go back to close to normal, they plan on hiring those people. So again, if you were interviewing before the pandemic, it's really important that you keep in touch with those firms. Number three, take advantage of the slow time and learn something new. If there is a new skill you've always wanted to learn, especially one that will help propel your career forward, now's a great time to learn that skill. If there is a new software that can help you become more efficient at your job, take the time of learning it. See if you can get a free trial. See if you can go on YouTube and see any online learning videos about it. Just learn what you can. There are also quite a few online webinars happening at the moment. I find online webinars are a great place to come together with like-minded individuals. I've sat on quite a few over the past couple weeks, and what I find really interesting about them is while I am always interested in the topic, I tend to learn a lot from the questions that the other people are asking on the webinar and then the answers I hear to them. So you never know what you're gonna learn necessarily on a webinar, so I think they're great places to kind of just pick up tidbits of information or maybe point you in a direction that you hadn't necessarily thought about, or give you tips and advice that you hadn't considered before. So they're always great places to go, especially now during such a slow time. On this, we are hosting our own online webinar next week. Our very own Lisa Ocello is going to be hosting a webinar which discusses some of our tips on balancing work and life while working from home. Lisa's going to particularly focus on balancing parenthood and work. Lisa herself has 3 young children, so she'll be sharing her tips with you. I'll include a link below so you can register for that webinar if you'd like. Again, it's free and it takes place next week on the 21st at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. The final thing you're going to want to do is gain as much market information and intelligence as you can. So if you are job searching right now and you're curious about this firm and this firm and this firm, now's a great time to connect with people at firm ABC and XYZ and correspond with them and see what the culture is at those firms. What do they like about those firms? I find right now that most people are very open to speaking. So you want to take advantage of that. Connect with them and see what you can learn about those firms so that when things do go back to normal, you'll know whether or not you're interested in pursuing an opportunity with those firms. The other thing too, gaining market intelligence is gonna help you with is, while no one knows exactly how the job market is gonna look or the legal landscape is gonna look on the other side of this pandemic, there are hints. So if you are just starting out your legal career right now, or you're thinking about transitioning, you definitely want to think about what practice areas you think are going to boom, which ones are going to do really, really well, which ones maybe won't do as well, and how do you position yourself to be at the front of that trend or fall in line with that trend once things start going back to normal. So definitely talking to industry professionals and recruiters such as us to figure out what we're hearing and how you can best position yourself. That's really, really important. So you just want to make sure that you're staying plugged into what's going on in your industry. So these are a few of our tips to help you stay focused with your job search if you are job searching right now during the pandemic. I hope you found them helpful. As always, if you have any questions about this or any other job searching or interview topics, be sure to contact us. Happy job hunting and good luck.